Good evening, Atul. Uh,
Evening.
so today uh, we are going to discuss Moshy Wisdom Learning content, design, and delivery model. This call will roughly go for this review session is scheduled for 25 minutes to half an hour, not more than that. And I am going to walk you through with the content, design, and delivery. Plus, I'll give you a glimpse of the level 1 year that has completed on 27th November last month, 2021. So let me start with an Excel sheet that I have prepared in 2018. And this Excel sheet will give you a glimpse of the model and everything that was conceptualized before starting the content. Okay, so as you know, when this was conceptualized, when I was conceptualizing this, I took your input also, and I am happy that you offered your sometime untimely, unscheduled help also. So today I am giving you a complete picture
Okay.
because previously we used to have you answered most of the question. Whenever I asked you the question, you gave extended your help, you answered my questions, but today you will get the umbrella picture of MWL. Okay, so this is the 8 topics that you are familiar with: thinking ability for thought leadership, common sense for problem solving, creative communication, visual communication. So essentially, communication has been divided into two parts:
Okay.
creative and visual. But there's one topic which goes for both the subjects, and that is visual literacy. Then comes tech solution. Here we are discussing web tech, UI, UX, and blogging,
Hmm.
and e-learning essence, standards, processes. All those things are covered in this fifth one. Sixth is business solution. Seventh is blended managing and leadership. So leadership and management both are blended here. So because both go hand in hand. So I have wrapped it around. Then
Okay.
last but not the least is process-driven innovation. So this is for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th standard students. Now, learning model. Learning model is actually uh, the way I have attempted is slightly different from the standard.
Hmm.
Here I am talking about wisdom. First, the overview. Wisdom learning is important for developing a generation that is less impulsive at thinking, more realistic and creative at solving problems and issues. This is the kind of vision also. So it's an objective or vision, whatever you call it.
Okay.
Then comes uh, considering the prevailing challenges the world is facing today. We require a generation that is more thoughtful, caring, and considerate towards environment and community. This is actually a global need. So this program covers industrial need, personal need, social need, and you call it political or global need. Okay. So then I am saying age-old learning method is the past story of the 20th century. The new age is gadget-based technology that has a different set of challenges and opportunities. Hence, a new model for education is imperative to develop a generation equipped with a new set of tools that help them make better decisions without taking extreme approach. Individuals should have a mindset of collective or community learning along with a respect for individual thinking without fear. So we are saying that individual learning, individual existence is important, but at the same time, community and society should not be forgotten. So collective learning and individual learning both should go hand in hand. This is what is being discussed. Then I am saying managing is gray, primitive diagnostic approach, These are the models that have been considered for developing the content. Realistic learning. So we want learning should be realistic, not theoretical. Three
You
dimension
want,
pers-
you'll be
um,
telling me, or you want this thing to be little more conversational?
which one? Okay.
Our
No, no, no.
communication.
Okay, okay. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much. But in fact, I was going, I was, I was driving a
Hey,
road movie.
I'm just
Yes,
asking you
yes.
that.
No, no, no.
You
Bilkul.
want to finish first, or you want to discuss it also?
No, no. Wherever you want to interrupt, you say yes. I want to say something. So I will
Because
stop.
on Moshy wisdom learning, basically, when we are talking, it's a new type of this thing because a
Hmm,
gadget based technology, because this youngsters, etc., because the availability of tools and this thing. So
hmm,
they have different challenges and they have different learning methods available to them. Okay, and then we
hmm.
are saying learning methods of past centuries are not going to work, and then we are saying that they are community based and learning is also required. So थोड़ा
Yeah.
सा इसको we need little more tweaking to give it the complete a little very clarity, some more clarity is required in this. Okay, it may
So,
not contradict in this thing
okay. I got
because
your point.
it's
Actually,
going
here,
forward, backward, and just two, three sentences.
yeah,
Though,
yeah.
things are fine, but from the clarity point of view.
Yeah, so this has been clarified in a separate document. Here,
Okay,
in the Excel sheet, we are not elaborating much. We are just
okay,
giving two-liners, three-liners. But still, your point is valid. And that's the reason we have created a concept doc where we have elaborated it. Okay.
fine.
Three dimension, this is first time MWL is bringing. Three dimension is we are trying to involve students, teacher, and parents. So far in the previous or existing education model, parents are not actively participating in learning experience, total learning experience. They are informed this is what is going on in the life of your wards, but they are not expected to get into the nitty gritties. Whereas in MWL through technology, we are trying to keep giving them day-to-day basis doses that this is what is going on in the learning process for your children. And sometimes they get certain exercises and they also participate to enhance learning experience. So that's why we call it third dimension learning, three dimension learning.
What if
Adulti,
this third dimension is more challenging to address?
definitely. In fact, the level one which we have completed, barring two or three single mothers, no other parents have had time or interest, whatever. We are trying to analyze now while documenting it. But two, three mothers, they were actively involved. Means they used to sit through the session. They used to discuss all sorts of reaction of their children about the learning, and time to time they ask for the help also from the faculty. So there's one example. There's a girl. She was very positive about this. She was taking extreme interest, but suddenly in the midway, faculty realized that she started fluctuating. She would not submit the assignments on time. She started coming late for the sessions. Then I asked the mother, what's going on? She said, I don't know, sir. Suddenly she has lost interest in studies. So what to do? So we participated together and we tried to bring her back on the track. So this somewhere it is successful, somewhere it is not yet so successful.
So
But
sometimes it will be in some situation it will be enabler, in some situation it will be a disabler, because parents as there are multiple dimension to this particular thing. Because
no, so
sometimes
I want to
parents
understand your disabler wala. क्यों कह रहे हो
हाँ
आप?
हाँ एक तो क्या है कि पेरेंट्स ऑल द जो एक सिचुएशन है ना, तो अभी तक क्या है कि पेरेंट्स जो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम जो है ना अभी एजुकेशन में, मुझे पर्सनली फील होती है कि पेरेंट्स की साइड से आती है. ओके, दे
Okay.
आर द पीपल जो कि यानी वही एक तो प्रॉब्लम है कि उनकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेवल की जहाँ पर कि वो इस वाले पूरे करिकुलम के स्टाइल को समझ सकें. समटाइम्स किड विल बी मोर मतलब बिकॉज ऑफ देयर एज और बिकॉज ऑफ द इकोसिस्टम ही इज इन or he or she
Mm-hmm.
is in, it is the
Mm.
acceptability is much higher, or maybe in the parents the basically that acceptability is not there because of their own environment and the background. But still,
Okay.
not all of them are so much basically, they see this thing as the right direction for this thing. So
Okay.
that there it becomes a disabler. Second thing, sometimes there's a gap, the generation gap thing and the other things are there, where again kids and parents they don't want basically on the same page for this thing. This is required, this is the ideal situation, but again
Uh,
it is creating problem in enabling a person basically. Okay, so
Okay.
students basically they would like to do it in a separate environment other than their parents. So either communication may have a problem with us. Okay, or
Okay.
third thing is they don't have, as I said, they don't have, their approach is completely negative for the whole thing. So they can be disabler in multiple this thing. This is the ideal
So I
situation in
have
which
two
the whole ecosystem
questions.
works. Yeah,
I have two questions for you.
yeah.
First question is, do you see the value proposition? Do you see the need of it that we should involve parents also in the learning experience, or it is not required?
I see this is going to be I can understand where you are coming from. This thing is required actually. Okay, but I
Mhm.
see this thing as a much more challenging issue to address.
Okay. So my question
Okay.
was limited to whether you
Huh.
see it required or not. So first of all, you answered that.
Yeah,
So my
it
second
is required,
question
but it's
is,
going to be very challenging.
yeah. Second is, do you think why others now we came to know that other uh, curriculum that are being designed privately by private players, they are also considering this as an important element. They are also incorporating in their curriculum that they are also thinking that parents should be involved. So, which means this is a valuable proposition. That's why everybody is thinking about it, right?
Hmm.
So, second is you are saying it is challenging. So, my question is now about this only. So, since it is a challenge, MWL should consider it or should leave it? What do you think?
So basically, what happens sometimes? What will happen when you want to communicate a thing to the student? This is the thing which is of the need. Maybe that person will understand, but when you want to convince that ecosystem with the
Hmm.
parents, maybe it is
Hmm.
little more difficult.
But
So that
do you
there I see the
agree?
challenge.
Do you agree that ecosystem somewhere we have, if we want to change it somewhere, we have to start it also.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fifth is edutainment way to create interest. So lots of games are there, exercises are there, assignments are there. So it's not very theoretical. So we have not designed lots of thick books. So
Okay.
it follows handouts model. Lots of handouts, lots of games, lots of discussions. So this is the approach MWL has taken. So this is fifth point. One more point, innovation. Innovation is the eighth component, eighth topic. We have chosen eight subjects, eight topics. Eighth topic is innovation, which makes MWL unique. And we have devised certain processes. So we are not giving instruction only, gyan to the children, कि भाई innovation करो. They are children. We have to offer them certain steps. कि ये step लो, तो आप innovate कर लो. So that happens in the level 4. So that is also there. Then
Okay.
then there is a global discussion going on about shallow learning versus deep learning. So अभी तक के जितने education programs हैं globally, most of them follow shallow learning model. And I have devised one thing. मेरा एक approach है when I was visualizing shallow learning and deep learning. So I coined a term is shallow learning follows horizontal expansion. Horizontal expansion जैसे आप कंकड़ फेंको नदी में तो ऐसे ऐसे लहरें रिपल्स जाते हैं. तो हम लोगों का हॉरिजॉन्टल एक्सपेंशन तो होता है माइंड का, लेकिन वो एक लेवल पे ही होता है. सो एक टॉपिक वी कवर वन टॉपिक एंड वी
Hmm.
ट्राई एंड complete on a superficial level. We try and understand that topic. We don't go deep down. So deep learning follows vertical dive. I call it vertical dive. मतलब नीचे जाता है एक ही लाइन. सो हम लोग डीप लर्निंग कर रहे हैं. डीप लर्निंग में एक सब्जेक्ट को बार बार उसमें अंदर जाता है, ऑल 4 लेवल। तो जिससे कि जब वो 4th लेवल कंप्लीट करता है, दैट पर्सन, द पार्टिसिपेंट हैज अ फेयरली गुड अमाउंट ऑफ आइडिया अबाउट कम्युनिकेशन, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, or web, how web works, what is web, why we call it web, why we call it internet, do's and don'ts, pros and cons, everything he understands or she understands. So that is the beauty of deep learning, that is helping us to give quality to the content and delivery method mechanism. So this is what is the, there is one more thing, non-invasive. We don't have any exam or test. We keep on giving perpetual feedback. After each assignment, we give feedback. So the participant has opportunity to understand and correct himself or herself immediately. So this is the learning model.
Can I
And
understand the deep learning little more in context of the current this thing? For example, like in our school system and college system,
okay.
we have basically we are understanding mechanics or any of the thing. Then in the next class we learn the next level of mechanics. Maybe in the next class we learn 2D level of this thing. Next class we learn the 3D level of this thing.
Hmm.
So how when you are saying deep learning, how it is different from this thing?
Okay.
I yeah.
There are some subjects where learning is very clearly restricted to horizontal, which is
Okay.
English or
Mhm.
Hindi, languages, and then history, then geography. But when you come to science, there is some portion of vertical dive happens, but it restricts somewhere. Now, if I take physics, light reflection. So in the theory, in the class, we understand light reflection, what the definition, types of reflection, and then in the practical room, we go and see actually through our eyes, we experience, right? Now, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, we feel that we are going down. Actually, we are covering horizontal growth. Okay, three types of reflections are covered in ninth, for example, then five types more, and then 10 type more, 12 type more. So when we completed 12th, we have so many types of reflections understood,
Hmm.
right? But and we have also understood a little bit of how, why, and what, and everything. But what happens is still it is within the periphery of some other people's experience. They have experienced before us, they have written a book, and they have given us an enclosure to explore it within. So till the time there is an enclosure created for learning, it is not deep. Deep means just like a coach. You are going for scuba diving. So coach takes the person inside the water and he says, okay, these are the equipments which will protect you. Now I am giving you overview about the diving and
Hmm.
do's and don'ts. Everything he clarifies, that is theory. Then he takes the person inside, and then the person is going deep and deep, and then the fear factor is happening. But coach is not, getting affected with the fear. He says, okay, let the fear be there, explore now. And when you are exploring, I am there to correct you what is right and what is wrong. But explore. There's no enclosure around you. Go deep and deep, wherever you want. I am with you. That is the methodology which is followed in deep learning. I don't know whether I have helped you understand deep learning or not.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Then comes to the methodology. Initially, I was thinking of making it blended, ILT classroom, WBT, and that is realistic. Realistic means lots of exercises, physical activities, and all. But when we tested it out during the Corona lockdown. So we could not actually cover the physical face-to-face interaction. We were restricted to online most of the time. So today I can say it is not properly blended, it is online. Okay, but it, ultimately it has to evolve as blended program once
Learning
this.
games, peripheral elements, online environment. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Physical activity. This. what is it? This
Distinct perspective, test out
okay.
creativity, innovation on the ground. So all this, the conscious brain will learn to join dots for the problem solving. So they are different kind of games have been devised. Okay. Then comes to subject and topic that I have already covered. There are certain points also given. I'm moving on to differentiator because this how the MWL is different to other contemporary programs that are existing. First is wisdom track. So now visualize because you are from the art background also, you understand science and art both. So you are a whole brain person. You would be able to do justice. So visualize a train with 8 wagons, one engine, 8 wagons. 8 wagons means 8 different topics. And the train is traveling on a track, and track is wisdom. So
Okay.
wisdom track is there to help them understand everything. So how it is different? So there are many colleges who are teaching, for example, communication. We are also training them on communication. How we are different to other one. When we are teaching them communication, we are talking so many similar stuff, but the mode of communication, delivery is different. Here we are talking about, okay, these are the realistic situation which you have to deal with. We are not going for idealism because in most of the education program, when you are talking within the classroom, you are invariably talking about ideal situation. And when the participant step out in the industry, they are supposed to manage the madness. So we tell them there is a madness out there, and you have to accept the madness. And
Okay.
within the madness, how to deal with it without feeling stressed out. This is what we are going to talk about. So this is the first premise of MWL.